Today's topic, the retreat high. I know plenty of you have probably experienced this. High school, college-age kids, especially the fine folks I spent the weekend with a couple weeks back, even older adults. You spend the weekend on a retreat, or you go to some church camp, or you spend some intense, faith-focused retreat time, and you come back on what we call the retreat high. You know, you spent the weekend getting hyped about your faith. You've had this great God experience. The Jesus juice is flowing. You feel like you could fight a bear in the name of Jesus. Okay, the last part might just be me. But anyways, you come back from your retreat big into your faith. But over the next couple days or weeks, it probably fades away a little bit. That fire starts to die down a little because you're not in that ideal environment. That's what a retreat is. It is an ideal. You are retreating from reality to be in a very intense, faith-focused environment. It's like a greenhouse, right? You grow plants in a greenhouse because it's a controlled environment where it doesn't depend on the weather or on animals. It's the ideal conditions for a plant to grow in. That's what a retreat is. And the reality is our day-to-day life isn't a greenhouse. It's a whole lot more difficult to keep that fire blazing when you're not in those ideal conditions. So when the question arises of how do we maintain that retreat high, how do we sustain the fire for your faith that you got while on retreat, what I recommend is identifying the elements that built up that fire while you were on retreat and seek them out. What is it about the retreat environment that got that Jesus juice flowing? Maybe it was the people. Having an awesome community of people around you that are so faith-focused is so affirming to help you to grow your faith. So stay in contact with those people because you know they experienced it with you. You know they had the Jesus juice flowing too, so you can help each other to maintain that fire. So get in contact with them. Talk about your faith with them. Create a solid faith-centered friendship. Great way to hold each other accountable. Maybe it was the music. I know that a lot of retreats or camps or whatever tend to have a lot of praise and worship music. So maybe that was something that really got you fired up. I remember I went to a very impactful youth day when I was a junior in high school, and the music was just so dang good. And I looked up the songs that we sang, and I would listen to them all the time after the event. And I still listen to them, and they bring me back to that awesome experience I had. So listen to Christian music, especially if there are certain songs that really spoke to you. Find them, listen to them. They'll bring you back to that experience. Or maybe it was certain prayer-related activities that you did. Maybe you prayed a rosary and you really liked that. Or you wrote letters or you journaled and that really resonated for you. Or maybe you had time in adoration that was really powerful. Identify what those things are, what different types of prayer that really worked for you, and do more of that. You know, pray the rosary more often, write letters, journal, find a time and place to go to adoration. Whatever it is, if it was powerful for you then, it's probably an effective form of prayer that you should utilize more often to continue to fan that flame. And the last piece of advice, physical objects help a lot as well. If there is any kind of take-home object or something that you got from the retreat, I know all the brothers that I spent the weekend with, we all got these wristbands or anything like that. That can be a great reminder for you to look at to remember that experience. Or if you wrote something on the retreat, going back, reading that, remembering where your mind was at during that moment will help to bring you back to where you were. Or I highly recommend, what was the big takeaway from the retreat? If there is an overarching message that really spoke to you on that retreat, take that message and put it as like your phone lock screen, or write it somewhere up on the wall in your room. Make it somewhere obvious that you will see as a constant reminder of that feeling that you had. Retreats are a great opportunity for us to grow in our faith. And they can definitely be a big turning point for a lot of people on their faith journey. I know that I have had a lot of my biggest growth experiences while on retreat. But don't let it be just a feeling. Don't let it be some experience that you had one time that you look back on every so often like, oh yeah, that was a good time. Live it out. Let it permanently affect you for the better. Take that joy that you found, that faith that you found, the fire that grew inside of you for your faith on retreat, and keep that flame alive. Because life is always good on retreat. And the cool thing is it doesn't have to end. Plants don't just die when they leave the greenhouse. Plants aren't even meant to grow in a greenhouse. They're meant to grow in the wild. And you are too. So go live it out. nice plants and stuff.